Hello, welcome back to Learn Oikonomia. Today we are going to look on to the theory of comparative advantage. So let's have a discussion on to the same here. Before moving to the theory, it's very important to understand that the theory of comparative advantage has been given by the famous economist David Ricardo. So Ricardo was actually introducing this particular theory in 1870. And in this particular theory, he was putting forward his ideas related to international trade. So, when we talk about the theory of comparative advantage, we are referring to the ideas of David Ricardo in the arena of international trade. So, let's have a look on to the same here. We have already done a video related to the absolute cost advantage given by Adam Smith. So if you have not watched that video, you can go to that particular video, watch it, and then come back to this. I'll be providing the link of the same in the description box. So coming back to the theory of comparative advantage, we could find that as per Ricardo, trade should be something that is based on comparative advantage. So what is all about comparative advantage here? So when we talk about trade, we should deal with at least two nations. Two nations would be engaging in a trade relationship with each other. So here a nation would be getting comparative advantage by going for the production of a particular good at a lower opportunity cost than the other nation. So low opportunity cost, we mean that it is the next best alternative foregone. This is the opportunity cost, isn't it? So in the context of trade, we are talking about the cost of the other alternative when one alternative was chosen, or cost of the other alternative when one is chosen. So if you are given two options, just let it be two options given to you. Let it be you can produce two commodities, either bun or bread. These are the two goods you can produce with the resource. So a producer would be having a limited resource, and for the very same reason, what he have to do here is to utilize his resources properly without wastage. This is what he is doing here. So if he is producing bun, he will be requiring to sacrifice bread. If he is producing bread, he will be requiring to sacrifice bun. He can produce only one commodity because of his limited resources. So the cost of the other alternative when one is chosen is called the opportunity cost. So the cost of bun when bread is chosen. This is opportunity cost with respect to the chosen item. So the sacrifice made, this is being taken into consideration. And whenever we have a lower opportunity cost situation in the production of a particular good, this is what is actually told by the idea of comparative advantage. And this is what is told by David Ricardo. So the theory was telling about a nation which could increase and export that particular commodity in which it has lower opportunity cost. So I was telling that if you have a lower opportunity cost situation, it shows the comparative advantage there. And what happens here is that if we are talking about the production of a commodity where a nation is having a lower opportunity cost, which implies that it is having a comparative advantage in the production of that commodity. If that is the scenario, the nation can definitely increase the production of that good. Not only this, since it is increasing the production of the good, which is making the country to have more production, which is more than required for its domestic citizens, what it can do is that it can go for export of the surplus production. So the ability of a nation to produce certain commodity at a lower opportunity cost is a basic idea with respect to comparative advantage. So the ability of a nation to produce certain commodity at a lower opportunity cost. This is actually what is called comparative advantage. This is what is identified as comparative advantage by Dewey Recorder. So let's proceed to the details of the idea here. Definitely you by this time know about absolute advantage. This is something that we have already covered. So what happens here is that it deals with explaining how countries would be benefiting from specializing in the production of a commodity, right? So here we are extending the theory of absolute advantage to deal with the comparative advantage scenario. So even if a country is having an absolute disadvantage in the production of certain commodities, we can take these aspects too into consideration when we go for the comparative advantage context. So we will be seeing all these kinds of things in our discussion over here. So I'm providing you an example here. I'm taking you to a two good, two nation model. So this is a 2 into 2 model that we are having here. So two good scenario means we are dealing with two commodities. So in our example, we will be having two commodities, and these two commodities produced by two nations. So that is what is all about these two. One is for goods and the other two is for commodities. So again, we know it very well and very better now that less opportunities just means comparative advantage. And if a nation is having comparative advantage in the production of a particular commodity, or if a nation is having lower opportunity cost in the production of a particular commodity, it just means that the nation can increase production of that good, and also it can go for export of that particular good, right? This is what we mean here. So let's proceed with our example and see how this happens in our context. To illustrate it better, I'm giving names to the two countries. The first nation is called USA and the second nation is UK. So in our two nation model, the first nation is called USA and the second nation is UK. So then we have to move on to the two goods scenario. We do have two goods context here. The first good is called mobile phone and the second good is called tablet. Mobile and tablet. So these are the two commodities that we use here. USA, UK, these are the two countries, and mobile phone, tablet, these are the two commodities that we have here. Now, we are moving on to a context. So I'm giving you a table here where I'll be talking about how USA is producing mobile phones and tablet and how UK is producing mobile phones and tablet. Here, the first row. Here, the first row is for USA. This is for USA. The first row is for USA. Okay. So what happens here is the second row again. The second row is for UK. The first row is for USA and second row is for UK. So what happens in the case of column? So this column shows the production of mobile phones and this column shows the production of tablets. Now we are moving on to how to deal with this. So we could find that the first row is for USA, right? This particular row is for USA. And when this particular row is for USA, how can we explain things here? When all the resources are utilized completely in the given situation, USA can either produce 100 mobile phones, 100 units of mobile phones, or it can produce 200 units of tablets. So that is, either USA can produce 100 units, means 100 pieces of mobile phones, or it can go for 200 pieces of tablets. So what about the case of UK here? Again, we are dealing with a scenario of all the resources completely utilized here. In such a situation, since we do have this row for UK in such a context can produce 80 pieces of mobile phones. Either it can go for that or else it can go for 100 pieces of tablets. So this or this, any of these. It's not like both at the same time, any of these. Okay. So having said this, let me take you to more explanation of the same example. Here we have to consider the opportunity cost context. So what is opportunity cost? Next best alternative which is foregone, isn't it? So I'm repeating the same table here. So with this table, we are moving on to the case of opportunity cost. So first of all, let's consider the opportunity cost with respect to mobile phone. This is what we are analyzing here, opportunity cost with respect to mobile phone, the mobile phone context. So just take the case of USA here, this row. So USA could produce either 100 mobile or 200 tablet, right? So the opportunity cost for mobile phone here, or opportunity cost per unit of mobile, this is what is considered here. This is equal to 200 divided by 100. So 200 divided by 100, you will be getting 2 tablet. So that it means that for the production of one phone, for the production of one mobile phone, USA would be requiring to sacrifice 2 tablets. So the opportunity cost of producing one mobile phone here is 2 tablets. Now consider the case of UK here. What about UK? UK's opportunity cost per unit of mobile. This is what we have to analyze here. So we just require to take this particular row and analyze what is happening. So UK could either produce mobile 80 mobile, or it could produce 100 tablet, right? So in such a scenario for UK, you just go for 100 divided by 80. 100 divided by 80. So you will be getting 1.25 tablets. 1.25 tablets. So you could here find that UK has got lower opportunity cost in the production of mobile phone. So when you compare 2 and 1.25, 2 and 1.25, you could find that 2 is more than 1.25, or else 1.25 is less than 2, right? So 1.25 is less than 2 here. That is, we are talking about cost scenario, and we always would like to have a lesser cost. And who is having a lesser cost here comparatively? Comparing these two costs, UK is having only 1.25. So UK requires to sacrifice only 1.25 tablets to go for the production of one mobile phone. So for the production of one mobile phone, it requires to sacrifice. That is, UK requires to sacrifice only 1.25 tablets. But when it comes to USA, for the production of one more extra phone, it has to sacrifice 2 tablets. So the opportunity cost in the production of mobile is lower for UK. So UK has lower OC, or opportunity cost in the production of mobile phone, for the same reason. What UK do is that UK can produce mobile phone, or it can increase the production of mobile phone. Not only that, it can also export the same. So it can both increase its production as well as export mobile phone. This is the case with the UK scenario by going for the opportunity cost analysis. So what about the other context? Now we are moving on to the opportunity cost per unit of tablet. Again, we are taking the same table here. We do have this row for USA to analyze the case with USA. So let's see the opportunity cost per unit of tablet for USA. This is 100 divided by 200. 100 divided by 200, that is equal to 0.5 mobile. And what about the case of UK here? UK is 80 divided by 100. So 80 divided by 100 means it's 0.8 mobile. So if USA wants to produce production of one tablet, it has to give us something called 0.5 mobile phone. So what about UK? If UK wants to produce one more tablet, it should give a 0.8 mobile phone. So who is having lesser opportunity cost here? Comparing these two, USA has 0.5 and UK has 0.8. So you could know that 0.5 is actually lesser than 0.8, and for the very same reason, USA is having lower opportunity cost in the production of tablet, and for the very same reason, what USA can do is that it can increase production as well as export. What? Tablet. So here we could find that USA was specializing in the production of export of one commodity, and UK was producing in the production and export of another commodity, right? So I'm giving you the graphical explanation here. So we do have a tablet taken along the x-axis, and we do have mobile phone taken along the y-axis here. The red line shows here, this red line is the line of the USA. Okay. And what about this blue line? This shows the production by UK. So we know that as far as the mobile scenario is concerned, UK is having 80, and this is for UK, and we could have 100 for USA, right? So in this case, we are going for a scenario like 100 by 80, and we have already arrived. This is 1.25. So US is actually 1.25 times more productive in the production of mobile phone. So in the case of USA, it is more productive in the production of mobile phone. This is what we could understand from this. Again, so just take the case of USA, the USA scenario only. Going for tablet, it is 200, and for mobile phone, it is 100, right? So you just consider 200 divided by 100. What does it mean? 2. So USA is here 2 times more productive in the production of tablet. More 2 times more productive in the production of tablet. So we are using the same figure here. So this kind of an approach is actually taken by David Ricardo in his theory of comparative cost advantage. So again, the main crux of the theory is that we have to focus on opportunity cost scenario. So whenever you have a less opportunity cost, whenever a particular country is having a lesser opportunity cost in the production of a commodity, it has to increase the production of that commodity, and it can export it because it is having a comparative cost advantage there. So this is the main idea. Actually, what happens is that later on this theory is well accepted, but after some time this theory got criticism from various sides. So this theory is also not free from criticism due to the kind of simplified assumptions that it has been using here. As for example, we are considering only a two country, two good scenario. In reality, what happens is that a country would be specializing in the production of more than one commodity. And also a country would be having trade relations with more than one trade partner. So this would be complicating the matter. Again, these are identified as some of the criticisms associated with the theory. Now, you could find that USA here is 1.25 times more productive in the production of mobile, and it is 2 times more productive in the production of tablet. Isn't it? So USA will be having a comparatively more productive scenario in the production of tablet. So what USA can do here is that it can increase the production as well as export of what? Tablet. So this is what we could find from the theory of comparative advantage scenario given by David Ricardo. So that is all for today. So here I am to tell you about our new platform, which is for you if you are preparing for any of the competitive exams in economics. So what you can have here is Learn Oikonomia app, which if you download, you will be getting previous year question papers and answers, free study materials, live as well as recorded classes, also free MCQ based weekly test. So what you have to do is just download the Learn Oikonomia app. All the other facilities would be available here, right? So just take it and use this opportunity. Another aspect to tell you is to join our free Telegram community. You can have discussions there. So just use it. Just use the platform for your development. So for this also, I'll be providing the link in the description box. And that's it. Thank you for watching. You can like, share and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Thanks again.